Well, hello guys, welcome back. So Loki changed our schedule yet again, so happy Saturday, happy Loki's Day. Odin used the blanket coming in, it already arrived today, as a lesson for me, as I promptly forgot it was his blanket or our blanket, and just went crazy for it. It's like they enchant these at the factory with wolf magic or something. I went nuts for this blanket. It's soft. It's so soft, and it's like a 20 some dollar blanket, but it's beautiful. I love it. It's in there on the chair. I didn't think it would be in good taste to come on and, have it mantled around me like a fur. I thought that'd be kind of tacky. Also, it was in the 70s today. Have pity on the poor old lady. And, I even went and I rested in it, and it was the weirdest thing. I closed my eyes and I swore I heard the chime of a grandfather clock, and I assure you, I don't have a grandfather clock anywhere unless there's one hidden in the walls of this house somewhere that I don't know about. And I said to Loki, I said, "Did you hear that?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." And I have no idea what it was. I truly have no idea. I have two little battery operated clocks, but they certainly don't have chimes. And a cuckoo clock does not sound like a grandfather clock, and that thing hasn't worked for decades, so I don't know what it was. Um, and Odin's lesson was that, you don't have to spend a lot of money to enjoy something. If you're truly secure in your relationship with the gods, you know that they're going to love a $20 gift as much as, say, a $200 or $300 gift. As I was doing research, there were, kind of snotty, haughty people that you could tell just recently came into money that were trying to make everyone else feel bad because no one else could afford the blankets they could afford. And they were posting links to these, blankets in the hundreds of dollars. It's, basically like being mean. But there was one review buried in all the thousands of reviews where it was obviously a nice home. It was obviously a wealthy person. They were like, yes, this is a nice blanket. And, they were secure in their wealth. They didn't need to go out and spend a couple hundred, couple $1,000s on a blanket. They're like, no, that's a damn nice blanket for 20 some dollars. Get one. So, if you're really secure in the relationship, you will find that will come easier too. Sure, I would like a $200 to $300 blanket, not for the cost though, but because there's a difference between something meant to really look like a beautiful long winter wolf coat and something that is named wolf for the fact that the whole blanket as a whole looks kind of like a wolf pattern. If you were going to say it looked like any kind of fur at all, you would say kind of like rabbit, kind of, but like a very super short nap like a mink, but not. I have never had mink, so I don't know, but not mink soft. Certainly rabbit soft though. So it is a beautiful blanket, and I enjoyed having it. And the lesson from the gods was that, as we get more secure in our relationships, it doesn't matter, what we have to give or if we have anything to give at all. This was it for the year. This is not me get this and then sneak out and buy something else during Amazon Prime days or something, which we don't even have a membership. It's not that. This is it for the year. Though Odin has pointed out that, it's been about 15, 20 years since I bought a damn blanket for the bed. So if I do want to buy something, if we ever do get that mythical second stimulus check, that would be a nice idea. But, the funny thing was, I swear Loki's trying to teach me a lesson. And I don't think it has anything to do with finances. Tried 3 or 4 times to get him pizza this week. Even tried today. The worker had to get out of going to work because she had an emergency, which is timely considering I was talking to one of you on Patreon, something was canceled for you. So I couldn't get a pizza. So I said, okay, buddy, I'm well enough. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not having any symptoms. I'm not dizzy or anything, thank the gods. Would you like to go up and get chicken? He goes, chicken? So we get our bag and we get our, face mask and we go, and I have coupons to give to my friends. Now, they practically live outside. But they weren't outside. Their chairs were set up like they had either had company or expected company, but they weren't outside. So I just put their coupons in their box and I forgot totally to call them. That is a federal offense, by the way. Please don't tell too many more people. This isn't state's evidence. Anyhow, yeah, it's like, well, hey, it was technically mail. I did put mail in their mailbox. I'll just say it was their mail. So anyhow, I go to the Dairy Queen, and there's a sign, and I'm looking at it like, "Durr." The window is closed, and it says closed, and I forget what the hell else it said. But I'm looking at it, and there's these two little kids up there, and I'm looking at the sign. And the one comes to me and says, well, that's closed, but the drive-thru is open. Well, hold on, let me get some coffee before I cough on you lovely people. Oh, goodness, I love dairy, but it doesn't love my allergies. Anyhow, long story short, they have closed their window due to COVID. I think they still have the ice cream window open, which didn't make a hell of a lot of sense. But I think they're closing all those windows too. So that was a little scary because they were open at the height of the pandemic. They literally did not give no shits. Nobody wore a mask, anything. But they're now masked up and they have all their windows closed. So that was kind of fucking scary. And we have had 5 or 6 recent cases in a elder home in this county, and one was hospitalized. So that is kind of scary. I go over to the gas station then because I'm like, okay, I've tried for pizza 4 or 5 times. I try here. What is the lesson, Loki? Where are you leading me with this? Is this a money thing or what? And you know how he falls silent when it's super important and won't say a damn word. I go in the gas station. They're all wearing masks. Now remember, they didn't wear a mask. They never wore a mask. It wasn't a thing. Good thing I had one on because you had to wear one, I think, now to shop in there. It's kind of the law in this state now, unless you have a condition like I do. I get something, it's not actually asthma, but it's like asthma. I'll go like this just from grass or dust or pollen or anything else. And I shop in there, and he did get his ticket. And I got both the boys some sweet treats because Odin, despite most pagans saying that he doesn't eat anything, will eat like a house on fire. You can feed him. He likes his sweets. He likes his meats. Anything you want to give him, he's really not picky. So we got that, and we came home, and I just said, this is really weird. So I go and I check the news, and I see that thing about a warning for the Northeast that they're seeing a trouble pattern with COVID. I'm like, oh shit, this would have been nice to see before I left the house, but oh well. So, it was just, I'm not quite sure where Loki was going with that. I'm really not. Other than I'm glad I wore my mask. I'm glad that I was 6 feet away from people at all times. I'm glad that everyone else was wearing their mask as well. I wore it when I was in the thing, and of course to walk, to be able to breathe, since I do have breathing issues, I did take it down to walk, but I was like 20 to 40 feet from any other people too, because it's a rural area. So, it was kind of like, I think, Loki's one thing of letting me go out for the rest of the year. Now that brings us to voting. I truly, honestly don't give a flying fox how you vote. I really don't. This is not a political channel. I don't even care if you vote. I really don't. If you want to, do it. If you don't want to, I'm not going to make you. I predict a nightmare and a headache after the votes are done anyways. I predict lawsuits and counter lawsuits because it's 2020. Damn, Independence Day aliens. I don't know. And, Odin asked me, he said, your friend was talking about, and she is in the business association, maybe the polls won't be open, even though we're going to have Halloween. I said, well, yeah, the Halloween thing is pressure because people are going damn well riot in the streets if their kids don't get free candy. But, come November, they might use that as an excuse to close the polls. Plus, it is in the senior center. We do have to protect our elders. And he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, that's still a couple weeks away, but if we're going back into a shutdown situation, as you know, the DQ was closed. They had their service windows closed. I checked. I didn't see any warnings for this area. I said, but if that's what's happening, it's kind of like the gods are giving me signs. I'm not predicting some kind of horrible pandemic. But I said, maybe just for me, maybe if I went out voting on, in November, I might be the one to, catch something. And so I said, we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it looks. By November 1st, we should have a pretty good idea where this is going. If it's going to, surge briefly and then go back down, or are we going to have another thing like the spring? So we're going to play it by ear, but it was definitely a push from Loki of, pay attention, read the signs. DQ is closed, and they still had drive-through, but the DQ is closed for walk-up. And they were open during the height of the damn pandemic, and nobody would wear a mask. And I was like, that's kind of scary. And he's like, it's scary. And we walk over to the gas station, they're all wearing masks. And I'm mentally talking to him as I'm walking through the store, like, what the fucking hell's going on over here? What the? Jesus Christ, did he just clean that counter? Yes, he did. They never do that. And they never wear masks over here. And they still have their plexiglass shields and everything up. And it was kind of scary. It was kind of like people in this area are finally taking this seriously because our elders are getting sick in our age homes. So it was definitely one of those things that I think, it was the grace of the gods that we didn't go out this week. I think I definitely would have come down with it, and I definitely would have passed it on to my friend. And, maybe it would have skipped over me. I would have been asymptomatic and it would have hit her. And it definitely would have taken her down and probably all of her friends. And, I'm getting this feeling that, whatever my gut's telling me in November to be careful, to be prudent. Now I'm thinking, well, damn it. Now I wish I had voted by mail, but it's too damn late now to sign up. But, I hope that helped the person that's, trying to make the decision. But, a relationship with the gods really is about, being secure in our own worth with the gods. I couldn't prove my love to, say, Odin by getting him $200, $300 throw. Loki has flat out refused one more Fox or he's going to have a nervous breakdown. You see this place, it looks like Fox Central. Oh God. Made me think of the broadcasting channel, not that Fox. There's foxes there everywhere. There's I think 25 foxes in this room alone. Yeah, we have enough damn foxes. So it's just a thing about being secure in your relationship, and it'll grow. We didn't get all the stuff you see behind me at one time. It took years and decades to get all this stuff. Your relationship will grow slowly. You don't have to, I know it's super tempting and we've all done it, run out and spend a ton of money on a statue or a reading or anything else. If you feel the God's telling you no, don't do that. Trust me, I have gone ahead and done it. It's never worked out in my favor. It has never worked out in my favor. Old timers know about this beautiful, well, I thought it was beautiful, light up lamp that I wanted to give for Odin. Remember the wolves? He didn't want it. And I said, you're getting that. I love you. You're getting that. He says, I do not want that. You're not putting it on my altar. I said, I love you, old man. You're getting it. And it was ridiculous amount for how small it was. And it was probably like a dollar store, Dollar General lamp, but it was much more than that. But I wanted it. I had to have it for him because I was going to have my way. Do you know that it kept not arriving, and then I got a email from the seller that they were refunding my money because they got the package back. It was smashed. It was smashed flat, and there weren't two pieces left together. And they said they don't understand it. They've never had this happen before with a package. And I was like, I understand it completely. So, Odin made sure I got my refund there. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. I'm like, I got a refund. He did not want it. It could have came through the mail and came to me, but luckily it went back. It popped back to the seller. And, it's kind of funny how, as I was talking to one of you, the driver today had the emergency, and that ended up setting me on a trajectory to go out. And then the DQ was closed because they're taking things seriously. And then we went over to the gas station, and I just kind of went by instinct. I got a couple, microwave sandwiches, couple little treats, and we're good. We have enough groceries. Thank the gods we have enough food to eat. But it was I'm probably not going to, it feels kind of funny in this area, it feels kind of strange. I'm probably not going to be able to get them. Pizzas, stuff like that. Well, certainly no more option to get Dairy Queen, and I'm kind of this felt like it for being allowed to go out for the year. In fact, Odin and Loki were both like, "Yeah, you're not going back out, not if we're going into an upsurge." So, I hope that helped. I hope there was an answer in there somewhere, but basically, take your time with the gods. You have the rest of eternity to work on your relationship. It doesn't all have to get, done right now. It doesn't. Please, for the love of God, stay off Tumblr, stay off Reddit. Those are just people writing fan fiction and saying stuff the gods gave them that the gods never gave them. That's the exact reason I didn't come on here and prance up and down with that blanket on and, show it off like that, because I thought that would be kind of in poor taste. And, that was a gift I got for the gods, but I spent my own money on that. Now, that doesn't mean we don't love each other, but that was, my money spent on it. It wasn't the gods draping me in fur. So please, for the love of the gods, don't compare your relationship to anyone else's. We all have our own blessings and we all have our own challenges, and it's sometimes hard to appreciate the blessings we have because there's always something else we want and always something else we want. And sometimes it's hard to appreciate, say, a $20 blanket when what you really wanted was the 200 or the 400, whatever amount you felt like you had to spend blanket. But you can ease yourself into accepting that blessing. It's a damn beautiful blanket. I'm happy we got it. I wish I would have gotten one years ago because they are pretty. You've seen them in Walmart. You know which ones I'm talking about. They are nice blankets. No, if you were stuck on having the $600 or whatever the hell amount you wanted to pay blanket, you could never appreciate that. But if you can appreciate the blessing that you have, even though it seems very small and tiny compared to what you really wanted, and why can't you have what you really want? Yeah, I do that all the time. Trust me. Then you'll never appreciate your life. You'll never appreciate stuff. Damn, just walking outside today was a treat. I haven't been outside of my house. I was outside yesterday because the birds were going crazy. They were singing songs, and I took my coffee out. I had my coffee outside yesterday on the porch the first time all year. That was definitely a blessing. Just going for a walk today was a blessing. Not getting run over by the damn traffic was a blessing because people around here drive like they're all legally blind, and I could say that because I am. It's sometimes hard to count our blessings, but we should. We should. So it's okay to have a relationship start out slow and small. In fact, that's better than just jumping in like crazy because don't jump in the deep end if you don't have to. Take from me, it's okay to start out in the kiddie pool. In fact, it's okay to sit on the side of the pool for a while and just think about things and be like, "No, I'm not getting in there." It's okay to take it slow. It's okay to take it slow. If you're seeing someone say they went from not knowing Loki to being married and having babies within 2 weeks, there's something wrong there because you shouldn't be going at such a crazy pace with a god. You should be getting to know one another. Loki is nosy as all get out. He wants to know everything about you. He wants to get into everything. He will be exploring everything. He will say he wants this type of relationship, then he'll change his mind, then he'll want this, then he'll want that. Just be wary of people that are trying to say that if Loki isn't having a certain type of relationship, your relationship's not valid. Every relationship's valid. People just get jealous and they're insecure in their own relationships, and that's why they lash out at other people. And we've all done it. I'm sure I've done it on occasion myself. I'm not perfect. But hopefully that helps. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye bye.